Door here, Executive Director with Minnesota Gun Rights. It is just about midnight. I don't know if anybody's still up, but it's been a long day. If you've been watching our feed, if you've read our emails, if you've been watching the Facebook page today, you know that the Minnesota Senate was debating the public safety omnibus bill, Senate File 2909, and only a few moments ago, the bill was passed 34-33 party line votes. And in this bill is red flag gun confiscations and universal background checks. We call it universal gun registration because what it does is create a registry of gun owners. The bill was passed tonight out of the Minnesota Senate. We have more action items to come, but this was the big fight. We threw everything we had at it. $100,000 worth of radio ads, online ads, videos, everything. And they passed red flags and they passed universal background checks tonight. So I wanted you to hear it from me. It's passed through the Senate. There's more fights to come in the future, in the very near future. And I'm going to give you more updates on that tomorrow in the next couple of days. It's been a really long day. If you've been watching the feed, we've been at this 8, 9, 10 hours. It's been a huge day, a grueling day. And clearly what's happened here, well, I'll ask, Dwayne asks in the comment section, so what does this mean for private sales? For the most part, Dwayne, we'll see exactly how the bill was finalized, but universal background checks, as a rule, does away with private party sales. All sales, all transfers of firearms would have to go through a background check and get transferred. I'm not sure exactly what the final language was. We're going to dig into that and see what was actually passed through this bill. They've been working on it in conference committee for the last week. So every single day they had another committee hearing and they were putting pieces in, taking pieces out. What they were trying to do was make it more palatable, more passable for people like Grant Housechild, Judy Seeberger, Rob Kupek, Eric Putnam, John Hoffman, these weaker Democrats that we had been targeting to get them to vote no. They were trying to water the bills down a bit and make it easier for them to vote for, which they all did eventually. So nothing's done yet, Dwayne. We're going to have more updates on it. If they finally get it all passed and Tim Walz signs it, we'll tell you exactly what it means and what the law actually says that gets signed into law. Matt, you're one of the lucky ones. Bob, I hear you, Bob. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I wanted you to hear it right away. They did pass these 2 gun control bills. And there's something else I want to say on this topic. Echo, I'm going to get to your comment here in just a second here. There's one big entity that we can thank for the fact that these bills got passed tonight. We can thank Paul Gazelka and his failed GOP leadership in the Minnesota Senate for the last 6 years when he had the majority in the Minnesota Senate. What he did was cost the Senate Republicans their majority. That's what happened. That's why Judy Seeberger won. We're going to talk more about this in the days ahead, but it was failed leadership on behalf of the so-called pro-gun party that led to this moment right here. It's not gun owners. It's not you guys. It's failed leadership that refused to act on pro-gun bills is what has led us right here to this moment. Jim says they just made our state more dangerous. There was so much in this bill, even Second Amendment related. A big part of it that people were talking about tonight, just in case you're curious about this, is this public safety bill would make pedophilia a protected sexual class in Minnesota. So it's not enough. It's not enough that they put all these all the tranny provisions and all these different bills they've been passing. It's not enough that they have abortion up to the moment of birth in Minnesota, even for underage minors. None of that is enough. They want more and more and more and more, and they wedged this public safety bill full of things that are almost unmentionable. Jason says, I can't believe this giant garbage bill passed. Yep. Yep. But there will be hell to pay. There will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning on the legislators who voted for this legislation. Mark my words. There absolutely will be. So there's going to be more action items for you guys. I love you. Keep the faith. Keep fighting. Don't stop. Minnesota gun rights is never going to quit. We're never going to back down. I want to make sure you know how this session started. When this session started, Senator John Marty was pushing a bill, Senate File 1723, that would make it mandatory for you to have a physical health test, a physical to own a gun, mental health tests. They would ban all magazines over 10 rounds. They wanted to ban AR-15s, ban 50 caliber ammunition, have liability insurance to own firearms. They wanted the whole kit and caboodle, and they were forced to pare it back. They wanted a full-blown ban on AR-15s, and they had to pare it all back to red flag gun confiscations, universal background checks. If we hadn't done what we did, if we hadn't fought like we had fought, we'd be looking a lot more like Michigan right now, which passed a horrendous version of red flags, universal background checks, safe storage laws, mandatory registration for rifles, and they already had pistol registration. This is what the left wants for Minnesota, and this is what Minnesota gun rights has been fighting against. And they got these two provisions tonight in the Minnesota Senate. Again, this fight is not over until it's over. But no matter what happens, we can't stop fighting, because the moment we do, they're going to ban all magazines over 10 rounds. The moment we do, they're going to force you to store all of your guns in government-mandated safes. These are the bills. These are the things they specifically wanted and were forced to take out. So if we go, well, you know what? Screw it. They've got the votes to pass red flags. They can pass whatever. That's not true. That's not true. They do, at this moment in time, they do not have the votes to pass an assault weapons ban bill. They don't have the votes to pass a bill banning all magazines over 10 rounds. They don't have the votes for those things. But if we back off and go, well, we're toast, we're screwed, they will get it done, and they'll make Minnesota far, far, far worse than they're trying to make it right now. So, yeah, Senator, I want to say, so Senator Nathan Wiesenberg's in the comments section says that if Marty's bill would have passed, you could have only owned a single shot 410. He's not wrong at all. And I want to give a shout out to Senator Wiesenberg, who was there all night, gave a fantastic speech against this legislation. He's been a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment. Anybody who knows him, especially in Senate District 10, knows that. And he gave a speech against the pedophilia bill, the pedophilia protections in this bill. And we're going to be, we want you guys to see that. So we're going to be putting that video out for you guys in the near future as well. So thank you, Senator Wiesenberg, for fighting against this legislation tonight on behalf of gun owners all across the state of Minnesota. There's a lot to break down here. Quite frankly, we could go on for probably 45 minutes to an hour. But seeing as how it's midnight, we're not going to do that. I don't think you guys want to stay up for another hour. We're going to break this down in the days ahead, what this means, how we got here, how we fix this problem, and how we make sure these types of things don't happen again. All right. For now, thank you all for sticking with us. We love you. We're fighting for you. Thank you for fighting with us. We have gotten hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, emails, messages on Facebook, on YouTube, all over the place from gun owners saying, I did my part. I made my phone calls. I sent my emails. At this very moment, we've had ads running in districts all across the state, exposing what's happening, putting pressure on politicians. But there's a lot of forces at play. There's a lot of forces at play. Michael, we'll definitely be putting all that information out. Check back in with this Facebook page tomorrow. And if you're not getting our emails, go to minnesotagunrights.org, sign up to get our emails. We're going to do a full breakdown on what happened today / yesterday. And we're going to be laying out next steps for gun owners. But that's what I have for right now, guys. Keep the faith, keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting as well. Thank you all for joining with us. Thank you, Senator. So Senator Riesenberg says, keep doing the work of pressuring these bad politicians. Thank you, everyone at MGR. Well, that's you guys. That's Michael. That's Angela. That's Joshua. That's Jason. It's all you guys in the comment section. Jim, Matt, Dwayne, you guys are the backbone of this organization. You are Minnesota Gun Rights. And we're going to remind these politicians of that when their time comes. So, people like Grant Housechild, he got up there and he gave this stirring, emotional speech about how his grandfather took him hunting the very first time and told him, you be responsible with your guns, young man. And so that is ringing in his ears tonight as he decides to be even more responsible by attacking the Second Amendment. They all have these bullshit, cooked up, fake stories about their childhood and about this and that and all the reasons why they're here to support the gun control. None of that's going to matter a bit at election time. So you can save your stupid speeches. You can save your cooked up stories. You can save your crocodile tears. Minnesota Gun Rights will expose these politicians who voted for this legislation. We're going to be preparing for it every single moment between now and then, and there will be a price paid. There will be a price paid for this attack on our Second Amendment rights. We will not sit by and let this happen. We are not like other gun rights organizations. We are not like other gun groups in other states that are powerless to exact revenge on bad politicians who do bad things. We'll have it at election time. Yes, we will. With that, guys, I'm going to sign off for tonight. We'll be back with more updates for you very, very soon. It's a long day. I appreciate you sticking with us, sticking on the page, and for being awake at midnight to talk about what happened. Share this video with your family and friends. Get on board with Minnesota Gun Rights. This is one fight. We have a lot more fights to go. When they break the dam, what they're going to want to do is do more. Already, the wildest lefties in the legislature are saying things like universal background checks is a good start, and red flag laws are a good start. Is it everything? No, we have a lot more work to do. They're already using that phraseology, which says they're not content with these gun control provisions. They want much, much more, which means we're going to have to hold them off, fight tooth and nail to stop them from taking more than they're already trying to take right now. Minnesota Gun Rights are going to lead that fight, as we always have. And we want you guys with us. So go to joinmgr.com, get on board, help us fight, and I'll have more updates for you very soon. So have